Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back once again with Teamer Eldrazi Ramp. However, the Karn the Great Creator version. Let's take a look at this hand. I think we do keep this. We would love to see a Soul Land, however. Done. And pass. Yeah, Writhing Chrysalis has kind of been a bit meh as of recent, so I'm trying to see if maybe Karn is the right way to go. We'll fetch the Misty Rain. Go Forest. Sprawl. Let's go blue here. And pass. That way if I draw into a land, maybe I'll go Drift. If I go into a draw into a lab, definitely going to go into a drift. Well, maybe not, because then we can just swing Myco Spawn, hope we draw into another land. In fact, actually, sowing Myco Spawn into lab into Talisman, drop the Sire. Yeah. What in the fresh am I playing against? Is this Red Belcher? Is that what I'm playing against right now? Because this kind of seems like Red Belcher. So I think I need to get Karn down ASAP, is what I'm seeing here. So let's go Sanctum. Play Talisman and pass. And pass. So yeah, if it is Red Belcher, playing Karn should do it. The thing is, I don't know... Oh, hold on, what the hell? Double Strike It Rich. Okay. Concerning. Let's see here. So we could Ugin Lab Imprint, kick a Myco Spawn into a world, not a world break, but a ghost prison, ghost quarters. Jesus, and that take out two. Not a bad idea. So if I go Ugin Lab. Alternatively, you could go KGC into a liquid metal coating. Though I just don't know what type of interaction they have. That's land destruction. Shatter Skull smashing. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I can either take out two lands or I can take out two treasures, basically. The nice thing about Karn, though, is that we can just tick up and call it a day. We also could play sowing Myco Spawn and set up for a Sire's 7 Deaths or Null Drifter next turn, which might not be the wrong move. Because we could go sowing Myco Spawn not kicked into Lab Imprint Null Drift, play Karn tick up. That way we have a body on board, we have Karn on board. That might be good. Yeah. Opponent's tinking though. What they tinking about? I mean, I don't think they have instant speed land destruction, so... Imprint the Null Drift. Cast sowing Myco Spawn. I guess if I go... Yeah, if I go with sowing Myco Spawn, Imprint, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it doesn't really do what I want it to do. It still gets a body on board, which is nice. Yeah, I think we just play KGC. KGC plus and pass and hold. The next turn we'll kick the Myco Spawn, get Ghost Quarter, knock them down 2. So unless they kill Karn here, I think we're in a good position. I can only... Well, no. Is this Blue Belcher? Yeah, I can only assume this is Blue Belcher. Or not Blue Belcher, Red Belcher. And this is one of the reasons why I do think maybe Karn is right. 3, 4, what? Rit. So they could play Belcher here. Rit. Okay. 6. Oh, it's Stormscale Scion. That's fine. And draw. So let's do this then. We can just minus KGC. Yes. And grab Ensnaring Bridge. So I can not kick a Myco Spawn, and then grab a Temple so we can set up for the Sire next turn. Yes. So Sowing Myco Spawn not kicked. Eldrazi Temple. And Bridge. So now I need artifact removal. I'm doubtful that you play artifact removal main. Yeah, opponent recognized that too, so I guess this is... I'm going to put this as Stormscale Scion. I'm confused to why they're only playing spells, though. Huh. A little bit of confusion there. I mean, Consign to Memory seems right here, because we can counter the Storm trigger. I'm not sure what else to include, though. I'm not sure if this is Storm. I don't think it is. So I think we just run it back like this. Interesting. I mean, I guess you could just ritual into 6 mana. Basically, you're on turn 2 just trying to generate 6 mana as quickly as possible. More or less what I'm seeing here. This allows me to hold up the Consign. Ghost Quarters will be solid here. Yeah, this seems interactive enough. Valakut. Another Utopia Sprawl, not thrilled by that. Would like some Kozilek's commands, that'd be solid. Yeah, so unless you have a mountain, we can just Ghost Quarter, knock you back a turn. 2. Ritual. Magus. Well, now that's just rude. Yeah, you got it. Thankfully we have a green source on board. It's not the end of the world. Would like to draw into a basic forest, I suppose. This Ghost Quarter not as effective now. So I'll probably just play the Temple and continue to hold up the Consign. Emrakul. Not playing these sprawls, armor cools anytime soon, I'll tell you what. I mean, a turn 2 moon effect is pretty solid, I'll give you credit there. Two medallion. So it's not storm, but it is storm? I'm so confused. Is like Belcher storm? Weird. So maybe bringing in some Dismember wouldn't be bad. Let's play the Verdant Cat. Unfortunately, it is a fancy mountain. Red spells cost 1 less. I guess the nice thing about Magas here is they don't have to bolt themselves for an untapped land. In fact, a lot of these just come and play tapped, so they just are, again, fancy mountains. A Braid. Well, that's garbage. Flip for blue. Phase change before you do anything else. Yeah. I guess I could have countered the medallion, but I don't know if that was beneficial. Breeding Bolt. Yeah, right now I really have no way to deal with Magus short of a Devourer. Strike it rich. I guess I do have Karn, Ironcrag. So now this allows them to just cast this Stormscale. Yeah. Oh, no consign here. Interesting. And I don't really have much in the way of recourse here either. Up to 6/6s. So I'm dead on board. I don't think I have anything that would save me at this point. I mean, a forest is nice, but a bit late. Alright, we'll concede. Excuse me. Alright, game 2. So bring in a couple Dismembers. Let's cut the Gemstone. Keep the Ghost Quarter. I think we can cut the Bog, though. And run it back like this. Yeah. Nice thing about Dismember, it can kill a Scion as well. I will keep. We'll go Wooded Foothills, fetch for a forest, Utopia Sprawl for, I guess, blue. No, red. We still have Writhing Chrysalis in this version. We can get a turn 2 Karn, but we clearly saw a Braid from them. So do need to keep that in mind. Red, and pass. And pass. So we'll be able to KGC, and then I think we just go for Liquid Metal Coating. Imprint. We'll imprint Drift. And I mean, a Braid can target anything, right? It feels like they also have a lot of 2 mana value spells. We could go Chalice of the Void. X equals 2 next turn. That's a thought. Otherwise, Stonebrain for Stormscale Scion might be enough. Let's start off with Stonebrain and pass. Strike it rich. Well, I will cast Stonebrain. Stonebrain, target you, name Stormscale. What? Oh, Strom. Stormscale Scion. Serum Powder. What in the fresh what? They do have an Abrade in hand. And a Magus. Outside of Stormscale Scion, they do have Goblin Charbelcher. I was right. Wild King. Jeez, this is a wild deck. Okay. Well, Stormscale is my main concern off the bat. Karn tick up. And we'll play the Sanctum of Ugin and pass. And hold. I guess a Braid isn't any target. Why did I think it was? Desperate Ritual. Resolve. Magus of the Moon. Put a pause on end step. Let's dismember that friend. I'll play a Misty Rainforest. Braid is an instant speed spell. I mean, we could just go Chalice of the Void. Or we could just grab Stonebrain again and name Charbelcher. I think that's probably correct. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright, solid win for match 1. On to match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look-see. It's not great, but not horrible. I'll keep it. It sets us up for a return or Myco spawn pretty early, so if we're against aggro, we have a sweeper. If not, we just move into the creature plan. Play Temple, pass. And pass. Flooded Strand, could be control. Draw. And pass. See if you have a Spell Snare. If you do, that would be pretty upsetting. Though we do have a decent number of draws off top. We'll take this Archive, that's fine. So, I mean, we now have a kicked Myco spawn on 3. Of course, they had the Spell Snare on top. That's rough. I mean, we at this point can set up Myco Spawn kicked in the World Breaker, and I think that should close it out. Short of them having a main deck consigned to memory. Draw. Orange Chant? No Orange Chant. Gosh, I'm gonna take this Archive. And we'll go with Cavernous Souls, guarantee the World Breaker resolves. Just on the off chance they do have a untapped land into Counterspell. And Karn will actually make us a bit more resilient into Scepter Lock, like we saw yesterday. Flooded Strand, and passing. And draw. I mean, I think between this and another follow-up World Breaker, this is GG's, right? Yeah. Because we can just immediately then fetch for another World Breaker or Sowing Myco Spawn and rinse repeat. Let's move to game 2. We'll pull Kozilek's Return, move to sideboard. The question is what we bring in. Consigned Memory really doesn't do much. Soulish Jailer doesn't do much. Actually, how does Scepter, Isochron Scepter read? Hold up. Isochron Scepter. May copy the exiled card. If you do, you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Okay, no, never mind. We need like a Vexing Bauble. I mean, some number of dismembers might be warranted in case they have Harbinger. We did see that yesterday as well. Maybe bring in Dismember and Stonebrain. But at that point, like, we could just keep the returns. But I guess under a Harbinger, we need specifically a Talisman, right? So maybe we just do this. Could alternately bring in, like, a Chalice of the Void. Yeah, let's go Chalice of the Void. I think that would be nice. That way we can go Chalice on 1. And that locks out Orange Chant. Or so we can always go Chalice on 2. Need to draw into a land. I mean, we have plenty of hits off the top. I'll keep it. And pass. Flood Strand and pass. Draw. Whiff on draw 1. We'll play the Temple and pass. We have all 23 of my lands, 2 taps, so I should have 20 hits, so a little bit more than a 30% chance per draw of finding a land. Just need to make sure we hit it on this next one. Prismatic Ending, pass. Feels like a counter spell. Draw. Oof. I mean, I'm just going to cycle this. Try and find a land. I mean, this is a desperation play if they just take advantage of it. I'd like to hit my land drop opponent. You want to let this resolve? Okay. I'm not sure why you let that resolve, but I'll take it. We got our land that we're looking for. Of course, we weren't able to play the Talisman or the Rumble, but I'll still take not missing a land drop, please and thank you. Blue to Delta. Meticulous Archive. Tis a Plains. The basic does make me think they might run Harbinger. Second main. Fetch the Windswept Teeth, 3 types in yard, Commercial District, trigger. I'll take a land if you got it. Yep, we'll take the Forest. I mean, playing the Megaspawn feels like we'll just be playing into a consign, right? So I will play the Talisman of Curiosity. See if you have a Spell Snare. There it is. Yep, okay. That is fine. 4 types in yard now, so we're 5 off of Emrakul. And we have another type in hand as well. Oh, no. Well, we did just talk about... Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with this. Can you replicate that? I'm actually not sure. Well, I'm going to attempt a Malevolent Rumble. There's KGC. But I think we take Drift. Yeah, as much as I would like to take the KGC, we'll take the Drift. 7. I mean, they're always going to have a consign. I just forget whether or not they can replicate it. I guess if you can cast it, then the answer should be yes. Let's see, then. I mean... How do you want to proceed here? You can cast it for free? Yes. Well, I guess no better time than the present to test if they can replicate. Sure enough they can. Or maybe. I just don't know. Oh, consigned memory enters the exile zone. Hold up. Is it cast from exile? Like, I know that it's currently in exile, imprinted, but is it cast from exile? Oh. It didn't seem intuitive when I read it. And they can replicate. So as long as they hold up mana, I mean, they lock me. Hold up. That's fine. Interesting. So if you cast a spell without paying its mana cost, you can't choose to cast it for any alternative cost. However, you may pay additional costs. It doesn't say anything about exile. Interesting. I need to look into this. Isocron Scepter. Oh, they passed to me. Temple. Let's see then. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, yeah, we can do that. 2, 4, 5, 6. Problem is that they right now have the ability to counter 3 triggers. Like, by doing nothing... I mean, at the end of the day, just have me locked out, right? Short of me finding my Cavernous Souls. Isocron Scepter. Yeah, because it keeps on saying that it entered exile. You may copy the exile card. Where is card cast from? Yeah. Like, I just need this answer. Oh, so I am right. Both the card and the copy of the card are in exile. However, when you cast the copy... Interesting. So if that's the case... Let's first do this. Talisman of Impulse. I was about to say, they're not going to cast it. Yeah, I just need to know what field the card is cast from. Because if it's cast from exile, then Jailer should work. Okay, so here we go. Does Icecrown Scepter cast from exile? The short answer is no. The original card remains in exile. You're casting a copy. Interesting. So I guess the answer might be no. It just is interesting that MTGO shows it put into exile. Let's go Sire. I'm just going to keep on throwing things at you. Interesting. Now, why would you do that? Let's go with Summon Megaspawn. And pass. Okay, so in contrast, Scepter uses it as... Oh, no, reset. Okay, that's fine. That's whatever. Oh, hold up. This is interesting. Why would you do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see here. Let's see what you counter then. Go after the village, because why not? I mean, if you give me the search trigger, then I'm in business. Unfortunately, I can't draw off a Narset, can I? True. Well, I guess you can replicate once. So I guess you probably just counter the body, counter the trigger. Oh, that's a mistake. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes. Do we just go for Emrakul or do we go for Cavern of Souls? We go for Emrakul. Fetch. Yeah, I think they made a mistake. I'll go Breeding Pool and Shock. Well, this is why you always play it out. Never know if your opponent's going to make a mistake or not. Our turn, comrade. There's Solitude. But a Prismatic Ending. What does Prismatic Ending read? Yes, non-land permanent. So if we find a Prismatic Ending, we can get rid of the Isochron Scepter. Why don't they exile? Prismatic Ending, of course. There's Orange Chant, there's Counterspell, there's Solitude. Draw, Spell Snare, main, Narset. Another Isochron Scepter. I'm going to say no to that, please. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can Solitude, I suppose. I can Solitude. So yes, what we'll do here is we'll evoke, exile the Orange Chant, counterspell the Solitude, and then spell snare the counterspell. And at that point, triggers on the stack, done. Now they're top decking. I mean, we are too. I mean, it's worth a shot trying to see if we could Emrakul out of that situation. Because now if we just draw into a not gemstone, a Cavernous Souls, we're solid. Let's cast the Talisman. 8, 10, so I can just retrieve World Break. I mean, they're just going to rinse repeat. I don't think we should even cast at this point. Let me just pause for a bit. Pause on end step. Polluted Delta. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, if we just go to 14, we can double cast. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yes. No. Which one do I want to resolve is a good question. The Null Drift or the Sire? I'm going to say the Null Drift. Because as long as we can double cast, we can get around the Scepter. And then cast. Yeah, we don't get the draw, but the body should be enough to get rid of the Narset, and you're going to start having to sacrifice bodies. And pass. Opponent's a bit miffed by drawing into nothing but lands. And draw. Go to combat. Attack Narset. They'll sack Narset, of course. No point in summoning Myco Spawn here. So we'll just pass and put a pause on end step. Now we can return World Breaker to hand. We'll sacrifice the Ugin Lab. The Jukabog. We're gonna kick a Myco Spawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, yes. Yeah, this is the wrong one. I mean, on one hand, I get a Cavern of Souls if you let this go. On the other hand, we're going to be able to World Break and get rid of the Scepter. So I don't think there's a good choice here. Unless you have another Consign in hand. Target the Scepter. Because once Scepter's offline, then we're pretty much in the clear. Perfect. Oof. GG's. Opponent apparently misclicked. Ah, they had the Consign. Yeah, that is a bit rough. Because, yeah, now I'm left pretty much just free to do what I want. I mean, the Bajuka Bog would have taken out their grave, so they had Days Undoing. Not to mention the Little Drifter is going to start hitting face, and I'm going to be able to bring back World Breakers. So, they weren't in a good position, but weren't in a bad one either. I do wonder if maybe it was right for me to just land like a Sire on board earlier, rather than the Emrakul. Definitely an interesting choice. But either ways, solid games, and we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep this. And we at the very least have Kozilek's Return for an aggro matchup. If this is a control matchup, we're in trouble. I'll just put it that way. Alright, opponent went down to 6. Plains, Guide of Souls, Onslaught Pride, looking promising for these returns then. Utopia Sprawl for red, and pass, and pass. And if they go to Johnny here, then we're just in a solid position. Static Prison, that's fine. It means that they're going to be playing a bit slower. So I'm okay with this. Draw. Is a Talisman. In that case, let's go Sanctum of Ugin, play Talisman, and pass, and pass. Tisn't a Johnny. Tisn't a Johnny. No, let's hope they don't flip. Oh god, that feels like... Okay, that's fine. I was about to say, if that was a Galvanic Discharge, we'd be in trouble. But this is okay. You got so many tokens, opponent. Would be a shame. It would be a downright shame if that Kozilek's Return. Kozilek's Return is just such a good card in this matchup. Put a pause on end step. A Flage. No, a Fable. Okay. I will fetch for a commercial district and trigger. I mean, lab is nice, don't get me wrong, but is it what we want right now? I mean, otherwise, what am I looking to hit? Because we go up for 4, 5, 6. Maybe I do want this. Interestingly enough, I'll put it on top. And then pass. We'll get back to Utopia Sprawl, right? Unless they use a Galvanic Discharge as an energy ritual. As red. And attach. Now I will say if they do go for a Flage, we'd be in trouble. Ragavan. Okay. Ooh, we're hasting. What we hasting? Seasoned Pyro. Drawn 2. Yep. We going to combat? I'm gonna say no thank you. And Bone scoops it up. Alright. Solid win against Energy for game 1. On to game 2. So we want to cut 2 KGC. And cut the Ghost Quarter. Run it back. I like to leave at least one Karn in. It just can be useful. I'll keep... I mean, there's a good example like this, right? Sacred Foundry Shock for... Ocelot Pride, that's fine. Would like to see a K return, of course. Ask and you shall receive. In that case... Static Prison would kind of suck, but again, it means they play kind of slow on 2. So I think I go Utopia Sprawl still. And pass. And pass. Sacred Foundry Shock for Johnny. Goblin Bombardment. That does make that a bit more complicated, doesn't it? How do we want to proceed then? Worldbreaker. Worldbreaker is nice. Huh. And the nice thing here is that we do have the ability to grow a board pretty significantly. Let's go Ugin Lab. I'm going to imprint the Null Drift. I'm going to hold up this K command. If they go with Johnny, we can force some interesting scenarios. Go to combat. This is fine. Again, Parlor trigger resolves. Huh. I don't want Ocelot Pride triggering here. We could just K return, take the 2, call it a day. Otherwise I can Kozilek's command, exile the Pride, they'll ping me for 1, and then they get an option, right, to... Yeah, let's do that. Like I said, they'll ping me for 1. Well, they won't get any more tokens. They can sacrifice their 1 cat token if they want. Ooh, Sire 7, that's looking good. I'm debating whether or not we go Sire or World Break, because Sire is just very difficult for them to deal with short of a Static Prison, which I think they would have used on this Utopia Sprawl by now. So I'm thinking we might just go Sire 7 Deaths. And pass. So yeah, now short of a Static Prison, I don't know how they deal with this. Oh, do you have it? No, doesn't look like it. Onslaught Pride, a Johnny. Johnny's fine. And they're gonna have to shove everything in front of Sire if they flip it. And that's first strike too, so yeah, this does not look good for them. Sire's just a brick house. So I feel like they have, what, like 2 to 4 Static Prisons that deal Sire effectively. Flipping the Johnny is not the move. And otherwise, I'm just going to threaten to clear the board. I guess he could punch me in the face for 4, down to 10, down to a theoretical 6, but Sire's going to make quick work of that. And if you don't do anything, I'm just going to threaten the clear. You'll flip the Johnny, and then I'll just hit the Johnny down and gain life. Yeah. It's a pretty much a lose-lose scenario here, I think. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you could have just cut out the middleman here and pinged me with the bombardment, right? Yeah. There's no reason for me not to block in this instance. Hit me in the face for 3, down to 10, a theoretical 7. I mean, do I even need to sweep board right now? Probably not, right? Attack a Johnny. Johnny down, we go up to 17. Let's see here. Do I want to imprint the World Break? Maybe not. I think we just hold. We'll play the land. In retrospect, probably shouldn't have done that in case of a Charmaw coming up. So a little bit of a misplay on my part, I would argue. Though I do wonder, what if I imprint the World Break, cast Return, clear the board, play Karn? That seems like a decent option, actually. Okay, Return. Because then even if they do play a Charmaw, we can always just, I don't know, bog up the board with whatever we really need. We have Bridge if needed. I think we just grab for Chalice of the Void here. And pass. And pass. That is a Charmaw, so we were right to be a little bit concerned about that, but okay. And draw. Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, let's cast Rumble. Sowing Mycospawn, Worldbreaker, Emrakul. 1, 2. Let's go Wooded Foothill. And play Wooded Foothill. Fetch with Wooded Foothill. Shock of a Breeding Pool. Yes. Return Null Drifter to hand. And we're gonna go and trigger K-Return. Draw 2. Sweep. Let's go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just tick up with KGC here. And pass. And pass. Able to Mirror Breaker. Yep. That's fine. Draw. Let's start off going to combat. I mean, once Sire hits face here, the game's over. Because I'll drop them below 7, which means they, at that point, cannot kill Sire's 7 deaths. They can shove whatever they want in front of it, but they physically can't kill it. So that was kind of an interesting situation. Sire has really proven itself again and again. I am very happy to be running it now. That said, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Yeah, we can keep this. Ooh, Gemstone Cavern. So this looks like a mirror match if I had to wager, I guess. Not to mention, opponent said, hey, Idol. Radiant Daniela. Oh, hey, we played against each other. Oh, geez. It wasn't too long ago, but maybe a couple weeks. I want to say I was doing multiple recordings that day. Not sure if that one released or if there's another one, but happy to see you again, Daniela. Also, Radiant Daniela. Huh, so Darksteel Citadel is interesting. Let's go Misty Rain and pass. Also, my dyslexia is absolutely just butchering your name, I feel like. I'm gonna go with Radiant. I want to say the last part is Danielle, rather than Daniela. Fleshraker, this return looks promising. So I do apologize about butchering your name. Trigger, K-Return into Yard. World Break. I mean, if we go Temp here, I think we can just go Breeding Pool tapped, right? Yeah, let's go Breeding Pool tapped and pass. And next turn we can K-Return. The Darksteel Citadel is interesting to me. It might be a Glaring Fleshraker Opal deck. That would make a bit of sense, right? Another Fleshrake, Null Drift. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to make of this just yet. Trigger. So we'll definitely be able to sweep. Saga. Saga's a problem. I'll tell you what. 1 for Soul Guide Lantern. Takes out the return. Down to 14. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about those Saga tokens as well. I'm wondering if I should hold the return, but at the same time, this Flesh Ray can do so much damage. Speak of the devil. Maybe not. Draw. Yeah, maybe in retrospect I should have played the Temple, because now if I had, I could have played Temple Temple. I guess no, we still have been short, wouldn't we? Because Temple Temple. Yeah, we would have been short. Never mind. Moot point. So now the question becomes, do we play the Sowing Myco Spawn instead of for a World Break, or do we go Kozilek's Return and sweep? I think it's safer to go Kozilek's Return and sweep here. And we'll pass. And then we can kick Myco Spawn next turn and kick out the Saga. They could draw the Soul Guide as an option. They do. Glaring Flesh Rake out. And next turn we have a kicked Myco Spawn. We also have Karn if needed. Trying to get a handle on what we're playing against. The Flesh Rake is what's kind of throwing me off. It could be Basking Broodscale, right? That is actually a genuine option. I feel like the Soul Guide might just be a replacement for a Haywire Mite. We haven't seen any green, and that's what kind of throws me off. Because, yeah. Are we seriously going to go for another one? Yeah. Huh. Because if we do see Chalice of the Void, 0, no, so it's definitely not Broodscale. This has to just be like a Flesh Raker deck. Now we do definitely want to sweep. Again. So World Breaker would be good. Thankfully can set up for that next turn. Mind Stone. And draw. Alright, let's kick. Kick the Saga out. Don't feel like the Jukabog would do enough here. We could go Sanctum. That's a thought. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Sanctum's an option. We also could go not Gemstone, Ghost Court. I think Ghost Court actually might be right. And I'm going to Ghost Court you now. Pass. Next turn we'll be able to go World Breaker, sweep board, blue. Okay. Yeah, I think that was right. Because then we have enough mana for World Break. And get rid of the Gemstone Cavern. Well, actually, the only thing generating colorless sources is Mind Stone, funny enough. You might actually want to get rid of the Mind Stone. Huh. Yeah, that might be right. Thought-Knot Seer? Thankfully, the World Breaker makes us Thought-Knot proof. Or double World Breaker, right? It'll also be Command X2. It is. And they take out the return. Well, that's a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Because now we're gonna continue to take damage from the Flesh Rake. Huh. I need that Flesh Rake dead. That's what I need, but I don't have anything that can do that right now. Let's see. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're short there. Interesting. Because, like, EE could sweep out the spawns. That actually might be the right move. EE for 0. Because then they wouldn't have any No, Chalice of the Void. Frick. We'd have to plus on Karn first before being able to do that is the problem. Interesting. Yeah, the command hitting the returns is a genuine problem. I mean, I guess us playing the World Breaker hitting the Mind Stone kind of does the same thing as if we go Karn plus. So in that case, let's go Ugin Lab Imprint. Nope, I want just one of them. So we can go Writhing Chris. And then trigger 1, always yield. KGC. I'm not sure I actually want to get rid of the Chalice just yet. I kind of want to do that on my turn. The reason why I mentioned that, is that they could have the Opals in hand. As interesting as that sounds. So I think I minus for a liquid metal coating. Yeah. Minus for liquid metal. I'll grab liquid metal coating. Ooh, hold on once. Oh no, I can't Tormod script, can I? Ooh. Well, that could make it interesting. I just realized something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're good. I'll take the 3, I imagine. Yeah, because what I can do next turn is I can go World Break. World Break hit Chalice, minus KGC to clear the spawns. Yeah. There's the Mind Stone. I think we just pass in full. Because if we do this in the way I'm thinking of, so go World Break the Chalice of the Void, minus KGC for Engineered Explosives. Play EE for 0. Trigger Chrysalis. And that should cut them out of colorless. And I think we should win from there. Okay, solid. I'm actually not entirely sure what they're on, though, is the thing. It's clearly Eldrazi, but Eldrazi what? And that's the part I'm not sure about. And let's grab the consigns. I mean, the returns are nice, because we do need to deal with the Glaring Flesh Rake. And so far, between that and the Null Drift, those are the main cards we've seen. But I think we bring in the Dismember. We can cut... No, we can't really cut Ghost Quarter. Devour's not doing anything here. They clearly have Graveyard Hate, so cutting the Emrakul seems fine. So if we do this, I think we should be solid. On the draw for game 2, hand feels slow. It does have Consign, which is nice. It has Command, which is great, but we have no Soul Lands. Of course, we have 8 hits off the top, but can this get us there? That's what I'm not sure about. I think we mulligan this. Utopia Sprawl looks nice. We'll keep this, pitch the Bog. And pass. We do have Ghost Quarters, which is good. Saga. One of those moments where Nature's Claim would be nice. Misty Rain, fetch. For a forest. For a red. And pass. And pass. The good news is they can't make a construct right away. So they're instead looking for an artifact. Potentially a Pithy Needle, maybe? Opal's not online yet. They're too short. Still go... Well, no, if they had a Glaring Flesh Rake, they would have cast it initially, right? Or at least before the Opal. Because Opal would have triggered Flesh Rake. So this tells me something else. They have a K command? No. What are you playing? Mindstone? Mindstone. Okay. Ooh. Well, that makes things interesting, at least. I'm tempted... I was tempted to Ghost Quarter, but now I'm not. Instead, they do play blue. We could just go Talisman, Talisman, pass. I don't think they play a Karn of their own. And pass. And pass. Next turn we can kick a Myco Spawn and Ghost Quarter. So they can make a construct here, yes, but to what end? Alternatively, grab Pithy Needle naming Karn. I feel like that's okay as well. We have 3 World Breakers. This turns Opal online. So it does mean they do have a blue source in case they play Consign. Springleaf Drum as well. Gemstone a bit late to the party, but I'm sure a welcome land nonetheless. If there's a Flesh Rake, that's okay. So, an Opal. It still holds up a blue source, but only 1. Oh, well, I guess not true. They have the Spawn, so they can replicate twice. Or once, rather, for 2 copies. KGC. Well, that becomes interesting. I mean, if KGC resolves, they're in a pretty desperate position. Yeah, play KGC. If they don't have a consign, we minus for a EE. Yeah, I think we can go for it. KGC? Damn. Play Ghost Quarter. And I'll Ghost Quarter the Eldrazi Temp. And pass. We can get rid of the construct if we really want. Might not be a bad idea given the circumstance. Let's scry draw, and if they do want to consign it, that's fine. Because that then leaves the Soin Mycospawn open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another Saga, that's fine, since we'll kick it. Another Command is nice. Let's see if that last card's a consign. No shot. No consign. Cool. So that means we can go for, I want to confirm something real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're 3 short right now. I'm tempted to Bajuka Bog just to play it safe. Yeah, let's do that. It feels like a deck that could easily run an Emrakul. And next turn, we'll get rid of the Glaring Flesh Rake and Scry Draw, I think. We're in a relatively good position right now. Bobble. Bobble target me. If they had the Bobble last turn, they would have played it. So they have a card in hand, but I don't know what that card is. Clearly it's something that's not playable with what's currently on board. So it's more expensive than 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. It has to be an Emrakul then. That's my suspicion. Okay, so here's what we'll do is start off. We're going to attack. No blocks. Trigger. Before that resolves, x equals 7. Got a lot of good stuff here. Funny enough, no 7 mana value spells. Let's bottom this. Bottom this. Bottom, bottom, top, top, and draw. And resolve. No imprint. Yeah, if they had the K command, then they would have used it before that resolved. If KGC lands, and I think it's GG's, could be a Null Drift evoked. Looking like it. Nope, another Glaring Flesh Rake. Think that we can deal with that pretty easily. 1, 2, 3, Another Clarion Flesh Rake, okay. So I'll need to deal with that. Now the nice part is, do I still have EE? I don't think I've used it, yes. So we can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm short there. So what I can do instead is let's start off with an attack. Cast Kozilek's command. Seven. And done. GG's. Oh, I must have pressed one too many times. That's my bad. It's not the worst thing in the world, though it is annoying, because I could have cut them short on 3 mana. Tis on me. There's the Null Drift. Yeah, they win on this point. At this point, that's on me. Two cards remaining in hand, down to 10. And I think I start by kicking with KGC. Or not KGC, with MTGO. Five. Ooh, if you have a K command, yeah, I may have punted here. I got distracted by opponent saying GG's. And pressed 1 when I didn't mean to. Oops. What I get for not paying attention. X equals 3. Okay. Down to 6. Bob will target me. They see the Sowing Myco spawn. I mean, we'll kick... If I just kick the gemstone, actually, leaving them with just blue. Yeah, I think that might work. So 1, I guess we just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We could just go 0. So now let's go Commercial District. World Breaker top. KGC. Actually, I'm kind of debating this. Do I want to go after... I think we go after the Flesh Rake. So we go after the Flesh Rake. EE for 3. I can confirm one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yes, they are short. And done. So that will clear the Flesh Rake. And then leave them with just the spawns. We'll have access to 6 mana, sure. Looks like this is an X equals 3 command, which puts me down to 2. So that will be a bit interesting. But if they do that, then they only have access to 4 mana. And I think I'd take control of the game from there. Yep. So I'll take 4 down to 2. Yep. Oh, no shot. Command into command. Yeah, so we punted. That's so unfortunate. Yep, you got it. Oh, that's what I get. That's so funny. I misclicked and didn't cast Karn. If we had, we would have been in a good spot. Oh, brutal. Well, we'll cut the gemstone and bring back in the Emrakul question mark. The Devour really just isn't doing enough. Yeah, that was kind of nuts. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I mean, that's why you always play it to your outs. You don't concede, right? I made a mistake, and they were able to capitalize on it. We're going to play for game 3. We need a land. On the draw, on the play, we'll mulligan this. I'll keep this one. We pitch a Null Drift? Yeah. So Breeding Pool, Utopia Sprawl for red. Temple into Mycospawn. Mycospawn into a temple. And hopefully draw into a land for a Null Drift, draw 2. Unless we draw into a land before then. In which case, then we can plan it a bit differently. Either that or another 7 mana value spell. Wheels Devourer. We do need to be mindful of the fact that they are on consign. Red. And pass. And pass. 3 cards enter exile. Disputes. Interesting. It's more like blue Eldrazi. Our own consign. That does make me think I'm going to go for a lab here. And hold the consign. Consign to memory that. No, thank you. Bobble. Alright, we need to draw into something of relevance. I mean, yeah, that's a Ghost Quarter. 2, 4, 5, 6. Pause on end step. Do we return the Null Drifter is the question. Command X2 targets self, so a bit of a desperation play. Return Null Drifter to hand. And draw. Bog. I will... Thinking... I want to evoke. So I guess I could just do this. Probably the right move. Draw 2. There's a World Break. Unfortunately, we can't play the Talisman, but that's fine. We attack the Sowing Myco Spawn. I don't imagine they block. Currently I have access to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but Jukabog, target you, and we'll hold Feigning a Consigned Memory, 2, 4, 7, so we do have the World Break next turn. Temple. Mystic Forge resolves, we can exile that, no problem. Draw. Temple. Let's see. We can still hold up the Talisman. I guess we can do this, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I just do this, well, no, if we play the Talisman, then obviously they know that we don't have it. So we just hold up a blue source and the Talisman. I think that's probably better. Go to the Mystic Forge. Exile Saga on top. If we can just keep on applying pressure here, 2, 4, 6, 8. Attack with the Myco. Down to 10. Clearing Flesh Rake is a bit of an issue, but would have been more of an issue if that Mystic Forge would have stayed on board. Springleaf Drum. I mean, at this point they know we don't have the Consign. That's the last card. Could be a Consign of their own. Draw. Go to combat. Need to force them to block. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, is this not a consign, but a, why do that? Weird. Play Talisman and pass. We attack with both next turn, they'll have to again block 1. But these spawns are causing issues. What is this last card? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One short of an Emrakul. Well, that's just frightening. Thankfully, this should help. Let's see if that's a consign, shall we? It'd be a lot less scary than an Emrakul. It is not, and it's not a command either. Otherwise, they would tap it for 2. In that case, let's grab a commercial district, trigger, forest to yard, go to combat. That has to be an Emrakul. No ifs, ands, or buts about it in my mind. Force to block at least 1. And next turn they'll be forced to block 2. As long as we can keep up this pressure, we should be okay. What in the what? What is this? Uggin's Binding. Interesting. So your thought is I'm not going to recast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I think we just recast. And continue to try and apply pressure. Cavernous Souls would mean that bodies do resolve regardless of consigns. Name Eldrazi. And pass. Bobble trigger. I might just get them there. Target me. What do you see on top, opponent? Hopefully something good for me. Draw. Null Drift is good. Oh, one more. Sire 7 thus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're short. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, do not tell me I have a command. And pass. Lethal's now on board. Boy. So Uggin's Binding will trigger. They'll draw 2. Each non-land permanent you don't control. Down to 8. down to 6. Criminy. Pull down to 5. Draw. Sanctum of Ugin. Okay, hold on. So, how do we want to proceed here? 1 card in hand. So I can null drift Sanctum of Ugin. That would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Not enough for Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 minus 4 is 7, so we could kick Mycospawn into Mycospawn and leave their board pretty barren, but not out is the problem. Damn. I guess actually what I want to do here is 1, 2, triggers. There's this member. I want to trigger this right now is the question. I'll go with an Emrakul. I will Utopia Sprawl on the forest for black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go after the temple. This all resolves. Grab a temple of my own. I swear, if you have the command, that would have been just game over. Let's see, what do I do not have in yard? I guess a talisman. There's a Mind Stone. 1, 2. Mind Stone draw. So a bit of a desperation play. Saga's fine. We can kick that out. 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. is a command. Looks like it. Null Drift. Null Drift is fine. We can play around that. They draw 2. I think they may have a Flesh Raker in hand. Draw. Okay. So let's start by kicking the Myco spawn. This is on red, right? On black. I think we're playing Eldrazi, so... I will kick... I'm trying to think here. If we kick the temple, it takes out 2. Take out the temple. Grab a temple. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Writhing Chrysalis. And then Worldbreaker. If I get rid of the Darksteel Citadel, that'll turn off the that'll turn off the Mox Opal as well. Okay. I mean, at this point, I think we have the game. Well, their Saga's fine. There's the Flesh Rake, so I was correct. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So what I'll do then here is cast Sire 7 Deaths. And Emrakul. This way, what I can do is I can get them to attack into the into the Sire 7 Deaths, gaining me life. I think this should get me there. Not to mention we can attack in with everything. They have to block, and then they need to block as well. So even if they were to make a construct, that would be fine. At this point, I attack with all. Again, block, block, and then block. They'll go down to 1. I guess they could Ugin Binding, for what it's worth. Makes a construct, drains me for 1. It will only leave the Null Drifter on board. Okay, GG's for real this time. Clearly the lesson that I need to learn from game 2 was not to say GG's until the game is finished. That way we're fully attentive to what is going on. But no, that was a good one. I agree. All right, well, 4-0 going into round 5. I'm still not sure what to actually classify this deck as. Like, clearly it was Eldrazi. Like, Eldrazi Metalcraft, question mark? Yeah, we'll call it that. I think I remember hearing it be called that a few times. But with that being said, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1, I will keep. I will pass. Burning Catacombs fetch. I'm gonna guess. Oh, I was gonna guess a Thoughtseize here, but Abundant Growth. We played against a deck of Abundant Growth not horribly long ago, but I'm kind of forgetting what its whole stick was. We'll pass. Maybe it was, was it Bring to Light with Valky? Well, that's just rude. Christ, opponent. Why'd it be so mean? Pass. And pass. You have another Spreading Seas. Disinformation Campaign. I'll pitch the Sprawls. Right now, not doing much. Interesting. I mean, there's KGC, but we are short 1. Well, I will Bajookabog target you. Do I want to command now is the question. I think the answer is yes, while their shields are down. Okay, return, bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put it on top and draw and pass, because if we pitch the Karn, let's say they disinformation campaign again, we can pitch Karn. Tree of Abundance. Okay. Interesting. A Shroud. What? You may have this enchantment enter as a copy of an enchantment you control. You may exile this enchantment if you do return it to the battlefield on its owner's control. Oh, so they're gonna make a copy of Disinformation Campaign? Spreading Seas. You draw a card. Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile this enchantment. If you do, return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Fascinating. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is Shroud. So it looks like a very interactive deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Actually, imprint. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue, black, KGC. Minus KGC. Yes, for engineered explosives. And then EE for 2. Done. Yeah, I take out my own talisman, but so be it. I feel like it does more damage to you in the grand scheme. And pass. And pass. Next turn we can KGC minus for a liquid metal coating. Spreading seas. That's fine. Not the end of the world. Annoying, but not the end of the world. Because now that KGC is online, what are you going to do about it? Apparently play another Trace of Abundance in a land. Okay. Malevolent Rumble. Let's start there. Let's rumble. Sowing Mycospawn is a thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Cast Sowing Mycospawn. For another temple. KGC minus. Yes. For a liquid metal coating. Go to upkeep. You'll fetch for Surveil land, I imagine. Yes. Disinformation campaign. I guess this generates black, so a little bit unfortunate to lose the K command. Oblivion Ring. I guess Karn? Yes. Black, blue, disinformation campaign. We discard the command, a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Well, opponent, yeah, we're just gonna... Actually, let's see. It is an Emrakul. Our turn, comrade. I'll attack in, though. Interesting. So I can have it come in as a copy of an enchantment you control. And Oblivion Ring states non-land permanent. So let's go Windswept Heath. Fetch. Trigger. Blood Moon Momentum Breaker? The fresh hell is this? Opponent sacrifice a creature. United Battlefront. Oh, it's the enchantment Coco. Fascinating. Nowhere to run. Really interesting stuff, opponent. Let's see. I'll pay blue. Choose Oblivion Ring. And I guess we could just go Oblivion Ring. Trigger. And I guess I could have gone Spreading Seas now I think about it. Yeah. That way we could have returned Emrakul. Becomes a Spreading Seas. I suppose Hedge Maze and pass. Because you have to go after Emrakul now, right? If you don't, then you lose, is the problem. That goes back to hand. This information campaign to draw a card. And draw. Interesting. Just simply going liquid metal coating feels like it wouldn't be enough. We could Stone Brain, get rid of something like Momentum Breaker. Yeah, let's Stone Brain. And just get rid of things that could basically get me to sacrifice a Momentum Breaker. Attention Sphere, Disinformation, Trace of Abundance. Out of Time. Fresh hell does this do? Untap all creatures. Those creature phase out. Okay. So now it's in hand. No liquid metal coating needed. And I'll target Lush Portico. What a weird match. Disinformation campaign, I guess. Yeah, maybe I should have played that land in retrospect. But it's also not that big of a deal that we didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can play everything in our deck without issue. And if Karn sticks, we can just go after more cards, I guess. Hopeless Nightmare. I see. Go to combat. Minus KGC. We know out of times in hand. Stonebrain. Target you. Name out of time. And next turn I have lethal on board. Target Overgrown Tomb. And pass. We'll pitch the return. Abundant growth, that's fine. Like I said, next turn I have lethal. Unless they can kill the Myco spawn. Nowhere to run. Okay. And one more card. And draw. KGC plus on liquid metal coating. Go to combat. Down to 2. I guess they could make it nowhere to run. Kill the liquid metal. Yep. Oh, I could have won. I missed something really important. I could have liquid metal Karn. And I could have then attacked with Karn, couldn't I? Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Sire's 7 dash just wins us the game, doesn't it? Another disinformation campaign. K return. Yeah, I think we just plus on Karn. Yeah, completely just blanked on that. Yeah, non-creature artifact becomes a creature token of power toughness equal to its mana value. So I could have just liquid metal coating on Karn. That's a whoops. Yeah, it's a whoops right there. Spreading Seas. You draw a card. I mean, a Sire 7 deaths just wins me the game, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Karn's out. I guess I should have been playing lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we have 7. So we're fine. I guess you get to go Spreading Seas again. In which case, yeah, we should have had one more land. Because now they're just going to start becoming hopeless nightmares, right? Draw. And pass. Interesting. Well, we definitely, if we lose this, we definitely messed up. Just for the sheer fact that we could have won, right? Local metal coating target Karn would have gotten there. Fascinating deck. It's enchantment control. I mean, it's a lot of triggered abilities, so Consign to Memory might not be bad. Like I said, one Sire's 7 deaths should get us there. Why Detention Sphere? I guess for the Talisman? I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, for disinformation campaign, so that way they just draw. I see. And then you Oblivion Ring, targeting the disinformation, the Detention Sphere to draw 2 and drain me 2. Fascinating. Okay, so I'm starting to understand how this deck functions and what its game plan is. And I think I can definitely interact with it in a meaningful way. Also, a lot of 3-mana value spells, I'm realizing. United Battlefront. Yep. Yeah, so a Chalice on X equals 3 could be pretty consequential. Static Prison, its Talisman, Spreading Seas. Yep. And draw. Let's see. X equals 4. Is that enough? Yeah, let's do this. Let's see, Devour is good, Null Drifter is good. So what we'll do then is we're going to go... Let's see. Top, bottom, top and draw. That way, I guess, no, I guess I could have just played it. Alright, let you go off. Spreading Seas. Hopeless Nightmare. have the Talisman as well. Hopeless Nightmare. So we already used EE. Static Prison. So they can still target Hopeless Nightmare would be the problem. No extra energy for you, please. Disinformation Campaign draws a card. Nowhere to run. We'll sack it. Blood Moon is fine. Yeah, Blood Moon doesn't really mess with me too much here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the question then becomes, if I don't get rid of a Hopeless Nightmare, do I just lose? Because they can become 2 copies of Hopeless Nightmare, 3 copies of Hopeless Nightmare. Right, because we got rid of 1, so they can deal me 6. I guess both copies could become Static Prisons. We could just Oblivion Stone. Get rid of Oblivion Stone and yeah, force them to go for Static Prisons instead. And keep them more or less locked. Because if they don't, then we win. I think that's right. So yeah, they can deal me 6 if I'm not mistaken. But if they do that, then they lose. Am I wrong? 1, 2, 3. That seems right. And then 2 of them need to become Static Prisons. But that might not matter. Sacrifice this enchantment. Scry 2. Okay, don't I just win then? Confusion. Short of another Hopeless Nightmare, we win. So they have another Hopeless Nightmare. They do. No? Maybe? They do. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we took the gamble. So lost for game 1. 1. You now understand what we're playing against, which is what matters. Because before I didn't fully, but now I do. Returns out in full. Chalice on 1 seems solid, actually. Yeah, it seems actually really solid. Because that gets rid of Hopeless Nightmare. I don't think they have much in the way of recourse for that either. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. I have ideas, I have thoughts about this matchup. But yeah, we punted game 1 by not Liquid Metal Coating target Karn, Karn target self, attack for 4. It's been something that I've always known as an option, and I just completely blanked, like, okay, well, I can just attack with Liquid Metal. On the play for game 2, I will keep Hugin Lab, Imprint, Talisman, and pass. And hold. And pass. Let's go Temple. Tempted to draw 2. I'm gonna pass. Winds of Teeth fetch. Enchantments you control have Shroud. That doesn't really matter too much to me, I don't think. I will pass. Commercial District. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Commercial District trigger. Running Catacombs to Yard. And pass. I need to draw into some actions what I need. And so Teeth fetch. Blood Moon. Return the hand. That is okay. Pass. Sowing Myco Spawn. Yeah, I would have liked to have been able to kick. And we still can for all intent and purpose. But only next turn. Yeah, I think we just go Sowing Myco Spawn. And grab a forest. Just to play it safe. And pass. And pass. That way next turn we can Null Drift. Draw 2. Another Utopia Sprawl. United Battlefront. What you grabbing, friend? Static Prison and Trace. So Static Prison on Sowing Myco Spawn or on Talisman is the question. On a Talisman. Draw. Temp. So we only have access to 5, 6. I'll play Temp, go to combat, hit you for 3 and pass. And then pass. Static Prison. Four mana for what? Maybe another United Battlefront? Disinformation campaign. I'll pitch the Consign to Memory. Oblivion Ring, hit Sowing Mycospawn. And draw. KGC. I mean, we can KGC for 1. That only gives us back a Talisman. We could also... I guess Oblivion Ring does get around Chalice, doesn't it? I think we could go Null Drift then. Let's cast Null Drift. And pass. Yeah, Karn EE for 1 doesn't do much. EE for 3 actually does a decent amount, but right now we're short. Unless we go for Utopia Sprawl. Another Battlefront. And if we just go Karn for Brain name Hopeless Nightmare, do they just lose? I'm trying to think if they have any other recourse. Or any other way to win, really? Okay, we'll become a copy of Oblivion Ring. Static Prison, that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Karn the Great Creator? Minus Karn the Great Creator. Yes. I mean, we could EE for 1, get rid of Static Prison, get rid of Static Prison. It would have Oblivion Ring, but nothing else. Let's go EE, actually. EE for 1. Crack EE. I think we need to hold back some number of cards due to Disinformation campaign. Yeah, let's hold back the Utopia Sprawl. And pass. Next turn we can Brain for Hopeless Nightmare. We also have access to Kozilek's command now. We can dig pretty deep. Battlefront. I need an answer to Karn. Disinformation campaign, we'll pitch the Sprawl. Spreading Seas is fine. Another KGC. Well, let's start with an attack. A sacrifice to Spreading Seas, to damage. Minus KGC. Yes. For Stonebrain. Name Hopeless Nightmare. So how do you win without Hopeless Nightmare? That's my question here. I don't think you do. Okay, well, Hopeless Nightmare out. And pass. And if you've been at a time disadvantage, I feel like we're in a good position. Opponent scoops. Okay. So that might just be our main recourse is go after Hopeless Nightmare and call it a day. Well, let's run it back then. Interesting. I will keep. I will pass. Oh yeah, Utopia Sprawl for blue. For blue, and pass, and pass. Spreading Seas, yep. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. And draw. Devourer is nice. Talisman or Rumble? Well, actually, I can't play Rumble. Right. Talisman, and pass, and pass. Another Spreading Seas? No, Disinformation Campaign. We'll pitch the Sprawl, it's not doing much right now. Static Prison on the Impulse is rude. Draw, need a land. That is not a land. Alright, well this could prove to be an issue then. I'd like my Talisman back. Surveil trigger, returns Disinformation Campaign. Trigger. I'm actually gonna say consign to memory. I like my cards, thank you. Chrysalis, pass. Yikes. Really need that Static Prison to go away. Another Disinformation Campaign. I think we pitched the Rumble. Abundant Growth. And there's a Hopeless Nightmare to begin. Pitch to I think Chrysalis. It's unlikely that we are able to cast that anytime soon. Thankfully, this helps. Draw 2. No. And pass. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Static Prison again. Rude. United Battlefront. Another Spreading Seas. I guess you can hit the Ugin? No, I'm gonna go for the green source. Interesting. Didn't realize Momentum Breaker also forced you to pitch. Guess we could get rid of Hopeless Nightmare of Devourer, but I think we will pitch Devourer, pitch Stomping Ground. Let's pitch the Stomping Ground here. Pitch Devoured this time. One, two, three. Draw two. No. Play Temple. And pass. And pass. Pitch the Rumble. Spreading Seas is fine. I'd love a 7 mana value spell, I think. Rest in Peace. That's also okay. Ghost Quarter is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. KGC. And let's minus for Stonebrain. And then no lands and pass. Was that one card already? Estrid's Invocation. I need to get rid of Estrid's Invocation. If we do that, I think we win. Okay, well there's Invocation now. Discard a Ghost Quarter. Null Drift. So we could just do this then. We haven't used EE yet. So if I go EE for 1, yes. Engineered Explosives for 1. Done. And then clear. And then Ugin Lab. Imprint. Stonebrain. Target you for 2. Name Hopeless Nightmare. And again, that should just win me the game. So at this point, they have no way to win. Sacrifice creature or vehicle. So you can draw as many cards as you want, but short of having another win con, you just lose. Yeah, once we understood that, this matchup became a whole lot easier. I wonder if they should have like a one of copy in the sideboard of that one Enchantress card, or like you can either make it or a land or enchantment as big as the number of enchantments you control. That might be worthwhile for this deck, because as it stands now, it just does nothing. Commercial District, Trigger, KGC, might as well keep it on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, might as well attack the Talisman. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I shouldn't have done that in retrospect. It is what it is. Minus, yes, for liquid metal coating. And pass. GG's. That's an interesting deck. Someone in my Discord actually mentioned this deck, and I had no idea what they were talking about, but now it makes sense. Really fascinating. I mean, it's highly disruptive in both hand hate as well as land hate. Just turning off your colored lands or soul lands, etc. Hard to interact with unless you have sweepers, like All Is Dust, EE, of course. But it's very fragile to like a Stone Brain naming Hopeless Nightmare, as we saw, or if it's already on board, Already's Invocation. So, interesting deck. I'm happy that I came across it. I have no idea how to classify this deck or categorize it. So I'm going to guess I go with, what's it called? Estrid's Invocation. Fascinating, fascinating deck. I love running into stuff like this on leagues. Like, you would never run into this probably in a challenge, because I think that this is in no way, shape, or form fast enough to deal with, like, energy, for example. Also, why I'm not exactly all too concerned about, like, this becoming meta. It's definitely very fringe. And I think it probably does a good job preying upon Eldrazi decks. Probably also, like, the standard Eldrazi deck, I think, has very little recourse into this. I think Karn, of course, opens up avenues not otherwise available. So, glad that we ran Karn today. And yeah, I mean, I'm starting to feel more and more like maybe Karn's the right move. Between the increased play rate of Belcher and other artifact-centric decks to the point of double digits, maybe Karn is right. I'm not the biggest fan of that notion. I love Karn, don't get me wrong. But it does mean that a lot of the work we've done on the teamer version up until this point has just been kind of null and void. Good news, I mean, we're learning and still tuning the deck, adding Sire, for example, cutting down on Emrakul, stuff like that. So, interesting stuff. Happy with the results that we put up, of course, against Stormscale Scion, which, again, would have lost without Karn, between Belcher and the Scion. Control, which I don't think Karn really won us that one. I think that was just Eldrazi doing Eldrazi things. Energy, K-Return, what else can you say? Eldrazi Metalcraft, Karn definitely came in clutch. And then Estrid's Invocation, again, Karn, just MVP. We definitely punted 2 of our losses out of the 3. We only lost 3 games, but we definitely punted 2 of them in Eldrazi Metalcraft Game 2 by not playing Karn. that was a misclick. That's my bad. And then Estrid's Invocation in Game 1 by not liquid metal coating targeting Karn. Karn targets self to attack for 4. So we could have won Game 1, but it is what it is. Sometimes you make mistakes, and you'll make sure not to make them next time. That said, that there will be the end of today's video. Solid 5-0 win here for trophy number 2 for Eldrazi Ramp, though trophy number 1 for Karn Eldrazi Ramp this season. With that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. It is always appreciated. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider subscribing as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Right now, the only way you can support me monetarily is through Patreon, as we're not able to generate ad revenue just yet. But once we hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone, we'll be able to. Speaking of Patreon, I will be updating my primer over there. Right now I'm sending out the free free deck guide, which is an older version. I'll be updating the Patreon's version soon for the current meta, as well as the current builds, probably updating all of the builds of Eldrazi Ramp, as well as their sideboards and sideboard guides, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, folks, thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!